Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Matthew, and on this channel we like to share some positivity, possibly some short stories that will help you along with your journey and get you through your day. So with that being said, I would just like to share a brief story about a man who I consider to be a hero in our own time. And his name is James Christopher Harrison. He was born December 27th, 1936. And when James was 14, so 1950, he underwent a massive chest surgery, which required a blood transfusion. And needless to say, the surgery was a success, and it left a rather lasting impression on the 14-year-old boy. So he vowed to, as soon as he could possibly start donating, he wanted to donate blood. And in 1954, when he turned 18, he began to do so. It was a number of years later, it was discovered that Mr. Harrison's blood was unique in that he had an exceptionally strong level of antibodies, which could be used to help create a medication called anti-D. Now, anti-D, I'm not a medical professional, so this is well beyond my scope of knowledge, but from what I understand, anti-D, it can be administered during pregnancy to mothers who are Rh negative. Now, the Rh factor is a protein found on the on the surface of the red blood cells, and if your blood doesn't have the protein, then you are Rh negative. So this becomes problematic and even potentially fatal when a pregnant mother is Rh negative and her unborn baby is Rh positive. So again, James began donating blood when he was 18 years old in 1954. Years later, it was discovered he had this antibody that could be used for anti-D, and he ended up becoming one of the founding donors of the New South Wales Rh program. He donated plasma for the rest of his life, so he switched from donating blood to plasma. He could donate more frequently with plasma. Once every 2 to 3 weeks was generally what he donated. And on May 11th of 2018, Mr. Harrison completed donation number 1,173. Now, Australian policy prohibits blood donations past the age of 81, so that was Mr. Harrison's last donation. Now, the importance of the story is the fact that more than 3 million doses of anti-D containing James's blood were issued. Mr. Harrison has been credited with saving the lives of 2.4 million babies. Sadly, on February 17th, 2025, Mr. Harrison died in his sleep at the age of 88 years old. Now, I guess the big thing is, what can we take away from this? What can we learn? For starters, Mr. Harrison, he did not get compensation for these donations. In the United States, if you donate plasma, you do get, like a debit card, and money gets loaded into that every time that you donate plasma. In Australia, that has not been the case. So he didn't get any compensation. He got nothing for this. He would donate, again, once every 2 to 3 weeks, very consistently since the 1950s. He started with blood in 1954, switched to plasma in the 60s, and since that time until 2018, he continued to donate. So he received nothing for this. He didn't look for recognition. He wasn't looking for compensation. He was just happy to help. He knew that it does have a positive impact because he himself was in need of blood at one point in his life, early on in his life. He also liked the perk of getting a cup of coffee and some snacks while he was donating. But aside from that, very selfless act. And sometimes the smallest gestures can have the greatest impact. So, I mean, when was the last time you possibly donated blood? Or take it even a step back, when was the last time you even looked at a family member or a friend, someone close to you, and you tell them, I love you? Or, fill in the blank with something else, that you appreciate them. You really think that they did a good job with something. When was the last time that you spread some good in the world, spread some joy? Now, not everyone is keen on donating blood, and that's perfectly okay. You don't have to do that. You don't have to be exactly like Mr. Harrison to have a positive impact in the world. Now, I mean, for me, this was an inspiring story, and again, I believe that he is a hero in our own time. If more people were like him, I think the world would be a better place. So it has inspired me. I have donated plasma a few times in the past. I've never donated blood, so I spoke with my mother-in-law, and we're going to schedule a time to do that, which has, in my opinion, multiple positive effects. It gives me a chance to do something with my mother-in-law, a chance to bond. I am doing something good for the community, for someone else, by donating blood. And as a side note, I don't even know what my blood type is, so I get to learn and figure out what my blood type is. So a lot of positives just by doing that. I don't know if I'm going to do it consistently, but you have to start somewhere. And then just to carry on with what I was saying earlier, when was the last time you did something or said something that really had a positive, lasting impact on someone? This time of year we are in the Lent season, so and this doesn't even have to be a religious thing, but me, myself, for the next 40 days, I'm going to try to be more conscientious and cognizant of my use of language. Sometimes I can have, a potty mouth, for lack of better terms. So doing that, and then being more patient and less judgmental, because at times I notice I can be a little critical, and both to other people as well as myself. I'm actually very critical of myself, and sometimes we need to give each other grace. We need to give ourselves grace, and just do the best that we can without beating ourselves up. So you don't have to lift mountains to leave a big impression on someone's life. And if everyone does a little something positive out there, the world can be a much better place, and we can see positive change in our lifetime. So with that, I sincerely hope that you enjoyed this video, and I wish all of you a wonderful day. And my catchphrase, I guess, is let's change the world together. And I think if we do that, if we improve on ourselves, we really can change the world together. So have a wonderful day, and we will see you next time. Thank you.